What a night. What a night. It was a late night, but what a night. I was and still am when I woke up this morning giddy. There's no other word I can use to describe. I could say happy, euphoric might be a little over the top, but giddy. And I gotta be, I'm not like a heartless fellow. Like I still very much love sports, you know. It's not like just a job or anything like that, you know. But there's still very much the 15-year-old that watched Allen Iverson. There's still very much that guy, that version of me alive, and still very much a fan. And I did not think the Sixers were going to win last night. I told you guys it was over and all that stuff. And I said, Joel Embiid just looks like he's absolutely cooked. And last night, he did look cooked. And somehow he made it to triple-double. Yes, 9 turnovers. He made a triple-double, a 19-point triple-double, 9 turnovers, 5 blocks. Whatever he could get out of his 7-foot frame, and I said it yesterday on the postcast, I'm saying it again, that's what he got. And then I heard Tobias Harris say the same thing. And I heard Tyrese Maxey say the same thing. Just be the 7-foot version of himself, and the Sixers are going to be okay. And I was, quite frankly, just giddy after they lost. Or excuse me, after they won yesterday, and I expected them to lose. After I expected them to lose, and then seeing them fight the way they fought in the fourth quarter, and seeing Tyrese Maxey rise up to become this team's leader. Like even with Joel Embiid on the court. Joel Embiid is a shell of himself right now. And Tyrese Maxey, there's a changing of the guard going on, and it needs to happen if this team is going to win this series. I'm not saying win the championship. I'm not saying win the second round of the playoffs or even get there. If this team is going to get to at least a game 7, I'll just put it like that. Tyrese Maxey needs to be the leader. He needs to be the number 1 scorer on this team because Joel Embiid is cooked. Now, I tweeted that out, that Joel Embiid looks like he is absolutely empty. The tank is empty for Joel Embiid. Right now, he's a one-tired motorcycle, a one-wheeled motorcycle with maybe fumes left in the tank. It's unfair at this point to expect another 50-point game. It's unfair to maybe even expect a 40-point game or anything like that. That's not happening. So Joel Embiid needs to get rebounds, needs to get blocks, needs to be big on the defensive end, needs to be big in the assist game, and his teammates need to be ready for him to be feeding them because I think they were not ready for some of the passes. Yeah, some of the passes they gave last night, the turnovers were bad, no question about it, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad coming up in Game 6. But watching all that unfold in last night's game, oh my goodness. I afterwards, I was literally just giddy. And I'm watching the Phillies after the Sixers won, and I'm watching the Phillies after Tyrese Maxey just led them to the win and dropped 46 points and scored the 7 points in the final 25 seconds of regulation, including the game-tying shot, and then goes into overtime, and the Sixers take control of the game. And then I'm watching the Phillies, and then Trey Turner has that error, and I'm like, oh, well it's fun while it lasted, the euphoria, the giddiness, I guess, right? And then the Phillies pulled it out. And of all people, Nick Castellanos ties it up in the 9th inning. And then Johan Rojas gets the Phillies the game-winning 2-run home run before Jeff Hoffman came on in the bottom of the 9th inning to close it out and pick up the save, and the Phillies get the win. And now the Phillies at 4:07 today have the opportunity to win yet another series. And who do they have on the mound? Well, they got Zach Wheeler on the mound. So you feel pretty good about the Phillies winning yet another series before returning home to take on I don't even remember who they take on, but when they come home. But anyway, they're going to come home. And A.J. Brown addresses the media and says glowing things about how this contract got done and yet another extension. It really is amazing how the Eagles seem to always be able to go out there and set the market. Another contract extension for A.J. Brown, a contract extension for Devontae Smith, a contract extension for Jalen Hurts last year. I mean, everybody. They just, rather than everybody else say, all right, well, I could get more money later, it speaks volumes of the culture here. Now, you could say, oh, well, if somebody has a bag of, containing $84 million of guaranteed money, which is what A.J. Brown's deal is, and they just say, hey, we have this bag, you want it? And like, it's hard. How do you say no to that? Anything can happen in the game of football. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I think you're going to take that money. And A.J. Brown took that money. Yesterday he spoke about why he took that money. We'll get to it all on today's show. But welcome in. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is the Farzy Show. It's presented by MyBookie, mybookie.ag. And yeah, I woke up this morning just as giddy. I mean, the Phillies certainly helped carry that over. But I'm sitting here in front of you, and I'm like, I was watching Joel Embiid play I think it was the second quarter, and I just said, he's got nothing. Like, he has no legs. Everything he throws up is short. If he's attacking the rim, it does not look like the same guy that we have seen even in the first 3 games of this series. He's just not there. And I know he woke up with the migraine. He wasn't shoot around. He wasn't feeling well. So I'm going to say something that, unfortunately, I think is highly controversial. Joel Embiid is a warrior. And I know immediately people will jump to, he's glass, or, he's soft or whatever. I was really impressed with Joel Embiid last night. And I know, the counter to that is 9 turnovers. Yeah, guess what? The Sixers ain't winning that game without Joel Embiid on the floor last night. And guess who knows that? Joel Embiid. Guess who also knows that? The rest of the team. Joel Embiid just being out there on the court. You could highlight the 9 turnovers, but you got, 16 rebounds, you got 10 assists, you got 19 points, you got 5 block shots. Paul Reed, Mo Bamba, if you want to default to them, you ain't winning that game. This series is over. If Joel Embiid doesn't play, like I even said before, it was after game 2. Shut him down. It's over. Just don't even play him. If you're concerned, be concerned about the future, because he's not going to play. He's not going to not play in the Olympics. He's playing in the Olympics. I wish he did it, but he's playing in the Olympics. Shut him down. Have the ramp-up period be over the summer. Then give him more time off, let him play, and then he'll come back, and then everything will be fine, hopefully. But he kept playing. He's battling through the MCL tear. Let's stop beating around the bush. That's what it was. Tweaking it twice. Bell's palsy. Jeez. And now the migraine yesterday that he said was attributed to the Bell's palsy. He's got all that going on. Oh, and with the Bell's palsy, he was poked in the eye, too. So that's not fun either. All that goes down, and he's still out there on the court for 48 minutes yesterday. Was it the prettiest? No. Was it the best I've ever seen him play? Far from it. But he still managed a triple-double, which is bonkers. I think he knows his limitations right now. And what I noticed in the third quarter in particular, coming out of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, was he was more reliant on his team to pick him up than I have ever seen him. And we're talking about a guy who's coming off at least a regular season that he played in, minus the 2 months that he missed, that he set a career high in assists for average assists per game. And you could tell that he wanted to make that part of his game. But in this game, you could tell that he needed to make it part of his game because he's done. He is at best on fumes right now. And the rest of the team needs to realize that he ain't MVP Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, for the rest of this series, however long it's going to be, for however long this playoffs run is going to be, Joel Embiid is now the Robin to the Tyrese Maxey Batman. That's what he has to be. Because he's at, I don't even know if he's at 50%. And he still goes out there and gets you 19 points. He can still be very serviceable and helpful. Cut down on the turnovers, that'd be great. But he can still be very serviceable and helpful without scoring 45 points. And if you get the rest of the team stepping up, Tobias Harris, 19 points, 15 points for Kelly Oubre. You got 14 points off the bench. 4 threes, 2 from Payne, 2 from Nico Batum. You get help like that, and maybe Kyle Lowry gets it going a little bit, and you're going to have a pretty damn good basketball team. But I got to start it. But even before I lavish my praise on Tyrese Maxey, which I'm going to spend plenty of time doing, and I have plenty of cuts of Tyrese Maxey and his mindset going into this game and his mindset during the game, and how game 4's fourth quarter performance affected his fourth quarter performance in this game, which was astonishing. 17 points in the fourth quarter, 17 minutes 46 in the fourth quarter. Okay, to wrap it up about Joel Embiid. I don't understand the soft angle. If the guy was soft, he would have hung it up. He would have said, I got nothing more to give. Joel Embiid is finding something to give. Is this not what we have criticized him for in the past? I mean, you could say it's always something injury-wise, and that's certainly true. But in this playoff series, with no James Harden, with no Jimmy Butler, Tyrese Maxey being the guy that's up and coming, who has certainly arrived, especially as of last night, Joel Embiid is now shifting to that backseat role because that's all he has left. And that tells me more about the player than really anything I've ever seen Joel Embiid do. I know the talent that's there. I know how good he is. I know he's an MVP caliber, perennial MVP candidate, whenever he plays more than whatever it is, it was 65 games, what the hell, whatever. He's certainly that guy. But in terms of the mental makeup, if the guy was soft, he wouldn't be playing. And I'm seeing a guy battle through a lot right now to do whatever he can to help his team win. And I'm not going to just gloss over the 9 turnovers. I get it. But if you didn't watch that guy power through knowing he is less than 60%, then I don't know what to tell you. That was a gutsy performance last night from Joel Embiid. And bottom line is, winning and losing, they don't win without Joel Embiid on the court. Tyrese Maxey. I don't know what more we can say about this guy, but he was your MVP, clear cut last night. And in a fourth quarter that you're trailing, you're struggling to find your feet, he just went out there and said, to hell with it all, I got you. Whether it was Joel Embiid coming up small as far as the scoring aspect went, whether it was struggling from 3 and going through a lull, and all of a sudden you see like an 8-0 run for the Knicks, Tyrese Maxey just took over. And I couldn't believe that he missed his free throws. And it turns out, and I'll let you hear it, apparently he couldn't believe that he missed his free throws either. But I am still just blown away at his performance, especially late in that game. I was amazed by the first quarter. Tyrese Maxey got started off hot. I think he had 11. Tobias Harris had 7 in that first quarter. So guys came out ready to play. And when you look at how that box score broke down in the first quarter, Sixers took them by storm. 26-17 was how they outscored the Knicks in that first quarter. Knicks came roaring back in that second quarter, very similar of game 2 it was. They outscored them 32-17. And then somehow, some way, Sixers are able to come back a little bit in that third quarter despite turnovers, despite a real struggling Joel Embiid. And then in the fourth quarter, be able to tie it at 97 to go into the overtime with Tyrese Maxey's 3. And then Maxey, Harris, Embiid, Oubre, Nico Batum. They came up with some big shots, big turnovers, big blocks in order to make sure that the Sixers won this game. But it all started with Tyrese Maxey in the fourth quarter. What makes superstars in this league, what makes MVP candidates in this league, is crunch time. And that's what Joel Embiid has been criticized for throughout his career. Oh, it's always something that he can't perform in crunch time. Okay, and that's fair. It's not illegitimate. But Tyrese Maxey saying to hell with everything, to hell with the turnovers that we've had as a team, to hell with the offensive rebounds throughout this entire series that has gone in the favor of the Knicks. Jalen Brunson dropping 40 points in the game. To hell with all that. I'm going to be the difference. That's a bigger step forward than even making an all-star team. Because we've seen guys get snubbed before and not make the all-star team. The bigger thing to me, when I look back on this season, whatever happens tomorrow night, and by the way, because there'll be a game 6, yes, I will be doing a show Friday morning. So you guys will still have me. All right. So I'm not going to take off Friday. I'll be here. I'll be doing a show. Said yesterday I wasn't. Thought it was over. They won. So guess who's doing the show? There we go. They made more work for me. And I'm fine with it. But Tyrese Maxey doing what he did in the fourth quarter, dropping 46 in a playoff game, hitting 7 threes in total. That shows me more about Tyrese Maxey than any all-star credit. And it was just, I don't know what else you could say about it. The guts, the stamina. He logged 51 minutes, I believe it was, in total last night's game. 51 minutes. He just kept it coming. 52 minutes. Look, I shortchanged him a minute. 9 assists. He had 5 rebounds of his own. He had 3 turnovers, whatever. That's nothing. And 5 personal fouls, whatever. I was just, that's the guy. I've said, I think it was the San Antonio Spurs game that he dropped 52. 52, of course. You think of 50 points, thinking of Allen Iverson, you know? But Tyrese Maxey in that game he had never looked more like Allen Iverson than that game. And I know the comparisons are there and everything. But the last time you watched a Sixer like that, refuse to lose and have the performance that he did, that's Allen Iverson. If I was to tell anyone that didn't see Allen Iverson play, what's the closest thing I've seen to it, especially a guard? Like, I'm talking about look-wise. Like, Joel Embiid does not look like Allen Iverson, okay? You're talking about the stature. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey a little bit. It was Allen Iverson. That's the closest thing I can say. If you didn't see Allen Iverson play, that was seeing Tyrese Maxey in that fourth quarter. That was like watching Allen Iverson. And I just can't get over it. And we joke about this a lot. And I know people throw this up and they're always quick to throw it up. Like, the play-in game is the Nico Batum game, right? Stuff like that. And we'll joke about, the Buddy Hield game, people of lesser status. Oh, this is that, the Ricky Council, the fourth game, That was the Tyrese Maxey game last night. All joking aside, all sarcasm aside, that was the Tyrese Maxey game. 20 years from now, when we're talking about this series, however it might end, we're going to be, that was the Maxey game, right? He hits the 3 at the end of regular. Yeah, it's the Maxey game. This was the Maxey game. That's how you sum it up. There's so much to get to. I want to make sure I get to it all when it comes to what he had to say after the game. But this was, I want to start it off with this because we talked about this after game 5 about what the hell happened in the fourth quarter. Maxey had 5 points. Payne had 5 points in the fourth quarter. Joel Embiid had 1 point. This wasn't lost on Tyrese Maxey. He was asked about the mindset going into this fourth quarter last night in game 6 versus the mindset, in game 5 versus the mindset going into the fourth quarter in game 4.
Yeah, I just remember the last fourth quarter, I wasn't in rhythm. I didn't play well. I wasn't aggressive. And I refused to let that happen, this time. And I came out aggressive, from the as soon as the fourth quarter started, as soon as we got the ball, I was going out there aggressive. And being aggressive doesn't mean shooting every single time. It just means making the plays, making a play every single time you have the ball, being aggressive, being a threat to score. So that was that. And then I just missed those 3 free throws, man. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Buddy Hield because I was on the bench and I was really upset. I was really upset with myself. I missed 3 free throws, turned the ball over, and Buddy Hield just kind of grabbed me and said, listen, dude, you know what you can do. Go out there, make up for it. And I really do appreciate Buddy for that, man. I know it's going to go unnoticed, but it was big time for him.
Buddy Hield, the mental strength coach, the bench there for the city. Thanks, Buddy. Appreciate you, Buddy Hield. You can't help out on the court, help out on the bench. And I don't say that sarcastically. I love it. If I know you're a veteran, you can help a younger player. You go out there, you help a younger player. He helped a younger player. He didn't just hang his head and be like, well, screw this team. I don't know, play it. No, he talked up Tyrese Maxey, and that's great. And I love that Tyrese Maxey drops 46. Now, he doesn't know it at the time that he misses the free throws, but I love that in the midst of him being the team's leading scorer, and I couldn't believe he missed those free throws either. You're talking about 91-88 game with the Knicks in the lead. Maxey gets the N1 situation, misses the free throw. I couldn't believe it. And for him to go to the bench at that point in the fourth quarter, and Buddy Hield be like, dude, you know what you can do. Go out there and do it. And Tyrese Maxey does. Knocks down a 34-foot 3-point shot to tie the game and force overtime. I know a lot of times you hear players talk about how, I got to put that behind me. Or I wasn't even thinking about game 4. I'm thinking about game 5 and what's in front of me, not what's behind me. But if what's behind you is making you perform at an extremely high level for what's in front of you and what you are currently in, well, then think about the last game 4, fourth quarter, all you want. Because it certainly looked like Tyrese Maxey was a man on a mission in that fourth quarter. And one of my favorite things was after he knocks down that 3, and he's going to the bench, and he is screaming and yelling, and then you see the memes come out, the gifs of John Stewart just being shocked, who I think was crossing broad. A great line. There was Tyrese Maxey made John Stewart look like he just saw a Republican. Got to give him credit. That's hilarious. And Tyrese Maxey goes to the bench. He's yelling and screaming. He's hooting and hollering. It was great. Everything about it was awesome. And after the game, Keith Pompey asked Tyrese Maxey, "So you're going to the sideline there, you're going to the bench, and it looks like you were yelling a lot. Can you take us through that?"
I was saying some things that my grandma probably wouldn't like, honestly. But, I mean, listen, that's a lot of emotion. Like I said, man, I'm a happy guy, but I absolutely hate losing it, especially when it's certain times. Like, I missed 3 free throws, crucial free throws. Then I turned the ball over late. I'm like people don't see me upset a lot, but I was really upset. I just wanted to go out there and make up for it for my teammates, man. I feel like I played pretty well the whole game, and to force to lose a game like that, lose it the season like that, I would have been crushed. So I'm just we got to go out there. We got to go out here and compete another game. We survive, and we got to go home, and our fans are going to rally behind. We're going to try to rally behind them and go out there and be aggressive.
In the end, Tyrese Maxey, according to ESPN Stats Inc., Tyrese Maxey has the most points by a Sixer in a win to stave off elimination game, surpassing Allen Iverson's 44 points in Game 7 against the Milwaukee Bucks in 2001. Allen Iverson. That's what it was like watching him last night. And to hear that kind of motivation from him, to hear what it meant to him. I mean, I love emotion. I love emotion. And seeing Tyrese Maxey that amped up, that pumped up at that point in the game, and his production match every decibel of it was pretty special. And it's something I'll never forget. And I don't think any Sixers fan is ever going to forget the performance that he put on last night. To look at some of the stuff that he had going on, especially late in that game. Fourth quarter, he came out on a mission, as I said. Gets the jumper to start things off. The Sixers were down a point. He puts them right in front, 71-70. Then Batum gets a 3. Maxey gets a 3, makes it a 77-72 game. Embiid goes out of the game. Nico Batum comes in. Sixers are down at this point, 80-77. Maxey misses 2 free throws. Yikes. Harris comes down the other end, makes a crazy jumper, makes it 82-79 in favor of the Knicks. Then Brunson gets the N1, makes the free throw, makes it 85-77. Then Maxey comes down with a 3 at the 4:20 mark of the fourth quarter to make it a 3-point game. Brunson comes down the other end, makes a layup to make it 87-82. Kelly Oubre, this was spectacular. Tyrese Maxey slashes to the rim from the top of the key. Kelly Oubre cuts. Maxey hits him in stride, gets an easy dunk, 87-84, still in favor of the New York Knickerbockers. Then Harris gets a rebound. Embiid gets a crazy bonkers jumper off balance, knocks it down on a second chance point. It's now 87-86. It's a 1-point game. OG gets the turnover. Embiid misses a hook shot. Batum misses a tap in. 91-86 after they go down the other end. And I'm thinking, this is it. You got a couple of minutes left of the game. Sixers aren't getting anything going now. Maxey gets the N1, misses the free throw. Brunson gets that jump shot to make it a 93-87 game. And then a couple of baskets later, Tyrese Maxey just starts lighting things up with 7 points in 25 seconds. I want to walk you through something very personal. This is not very personal, but professionally. So part of this thing we're going to do, the postcast for Locked On Sports Philadelphia for the Phillies and the Sixers, is you got to make similar to what I do for this show. You make the thumbnail, it's called, right, for the YouTube. I don't want to mansplain to anybody, so I apologize. But and you got to have to be ready because you got to go on a couple of minutes after the game. So I'm like, all right, they're done. So I start making the artwork for the postcast show. And I have the play-by-play up on ESPN. That's a little behind the TV. A little ahead of the TV. And so I'm doing the artwork. I'm looking at the play-by-play. I'm looking at the TV, doing the artwork, TV, play-by-play, TV, artwork. Oh, Sixers are done. More artwork. Look over at the play-by-play. And I look over the play-by-play. And I notice the score and it's 97-97. And I went, what the hell? Huh? I look up at the TV, and I see Maxey coming up the court and pulling up for that 34-foot three-pointer that he sticks to tie it up in 97. I went, oh, my God. Erase all artwork, all graphics, all that stuff. Start over from scratch. I had never been happier to do it. It was just that spectacular. And it was just that improbable as well. This is Maxey on what he felt when it came to the mission he was on in the fourth quarter.
Mandatory. Like, we had to. Season on the line. And, we fought for 53 minutes, never gave up. Even when we were down late, guys still went out there and made plays, and it was big time.
Sorry, what did it feel like to win this game? Mandatory. That's the question. That's the answer right there. He did knock down those 7 threes, as I mentioned, which is pretty spectacular. He was asked about those 7 3-pointers, including the one at the end of regulation.
You and how you did it.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had to get some threes up. I mean, I just tried to get to a spot and raise and shoot. Thankfully, he jumped, and I didn't get my feet set like right away to shoot it. So I was able to just kind of lean in and make a shot.
And what about the other one at the end of regulation?
I mean, that's just a lot of reps, going right, throwing the ball out, chasing it, and Rico been on me all year about shooting the deep ones, and I've been working on it all year, so it pays off.
Yeah, it really is wild that I was like, all right, are they trading Embiid? Is it over? Is the Embiid era over? Is this the Tyrese Maxey era now? And I was even saying that yesterday. You're talking about windows and everything, like when the window is going to close. Sixers window's closing. Sixers window has closed and all that stuff. The Embiid window may be closing, right? The Maxey window seems like it's going to go on for a while. And I am very, very excited about that. Not to say that it's Joel Embiid is done as a Sixer or anything like that, but if they would have lost, if Maxey didn't turn it on the way he turned it on last night, you're not winning that game. It's very, very simple. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Maxey rises up, knocks it down, and forces overtime. Sixers get good defense on the other end after the three. I think that was Batum had a block. And then you go into overtime, and you took care of business in overtime, 15-9. You put up 15 points in the 5-minute frame with 9 points going to the Knicks. That's pretty spectacular. One thing about this game that I want to highlight a little bit more is, I mentioned it earlier, but you got 14 points off the bench. You got 8 from Nico Batum. You got 6 from Payne, both by coming, all 6 points coming by way of the three-pointer. Harris had 19 points and 8 rebounds, 2 offensive boards. Joel Embiid, 19 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 block shots. They take away a block shot? I thought he had 5 block shots last night. They must have taken one away. And 5 offensive rebounds. Yes, 9 turnovers. Maxey, 46, 9 points. Kelly Oubre, 14 points. 4 boards. 2 steals. Kyle Lowry, no points. That's not good. 5 assists. The role players did their job. The bench players did their job. And Maxey did everything else. That's basically the easiest way you can put it. We'll be thinking about this game for a long, long time. One thing, and this has to go for both sides here. Can somebody help me understand what the hell flagrant foul is now? Because I thought I was just starting to grasp and get it under, actually let it sink in that what I grew up with is a flagrant foul, what a lot of us grew up with is a flagrant foul, is not a flagrant foul, or is not the same thing anymore. Like it used to be a flagrant foul. Who got punched? You know what I mean? So game 3, whatever the flagrant one was called on Kyle Lowry for like smacking Dante DiVincenzo in the face. I think maybe it was game 1. That's a flagrant foul in today's NBA. So he gets a flagrant foul. Then Kelly Oubre gets pushed to the ground by Mitchell Robinson in the first quarter of this game, like shoved to the ground. I think it was Oubre trying to make a screen. Robinson wanted to fight through it and just shoved him. There was no like shoulder into him, where you're like trying to fight through the old-fashioned way. No, he just pushed Kelly Oubre to the ground. So they review it for flagrant whatever, and they come back with nothing. He didn't wind up, so no flagrant foul. I was like, oh, so you could do whatever the hell you want as long as you don't wind up? All right, that's interesting. So I can headbutt you as long as I don't rear back and then headbutt. Cool. And then later in the game, Joel Embiid gets a flagrant one for hitting Jalen Brunson in the face. To me, it would look like a basketball move. It looked like a desperate basketball move, but it looked like a basketball move where Brunson initiates the contact. And I'm not saying that this is retaliatory, but it initiates the contact, Brunson. And then Joel Embiid, as he's falling back because he was just shouldered, Joel Embiid reaches his hand out for what looked like trying to get some of the ball, and he came down on his face. Now, to a Knicks fan, you might be, oh, no, you're being a homer. It hit his face. Well, yeah, when you're falling back, if you ever played basketball at any level and you get off balance, you're reaching out, trying to just tip the ball loose. Sometimes in a contact sport, not good contact happens. I don't think it was a cheap shot at all by Joel Embiid. And I certainly don't think that's worthy of flagrant one. But it was the same situation as Kyle Lowry on Dante DiVincenzo earlier in the series. Those are flagrants in today's NBA. But throwing Kelly Oubre to the ground is it's nothing. Okay. Make it make sense. Sixers will be back at it tomorrow night, Thursday night, 9 o'clock tip-off. What? Come on. 9 o'clock tip-off tomorrow night in South Philly. Regardless of what the crowd is, Sixers got to go out there and handle the business. I mean, goes without saying. So let me, this is how I experienced everything last night. So I'm doing the postcast and I'm looking over for the Phillies because my goal is to do both shows. And I look down and I'm doing the Sixers postcast, right? I look down, I see Kyle Schwarber hit a 3-run home run. I'm like, this is great. They're going to coast to a win. I'll do the postcast. We'll be good to go. So at the time I get really dug into the Phillies game, it's now a 3-1 baseball game. And we're in the 5th inning. That's when I really jumped in. Okay. 5th inning, nothing doing. 6th inning, Spencer Turnbull's still in the game. He starts out the bottom of the 6th inning. He gets Joe Adele to a line out to short. Then Ward comes up with the infield single. Bryson Stott makes this great play where he goes deep in the hole to center field and makes a great play to his right, spins, fires, can't make the throw. Ward ends up reaching on an infield single. It was just out of the reach of diving. just out of the reach of a diving Bryce Harper. So then Rob Thompson says, you know what? Spencer Turnbull's at 98 pitches. I'm going to take him out. Takes him out. He brings in Junior Marte. Junior Marte comes into the game. Drury then hits a ground ball to Trey Turner at short. There's already one out in the inning. So Junior Marte's done his job. He has gotten a ground ball, double play ball, hit right to his shortstop. Trey Turner boots it. I think that the phrase Tom McCarthy used during the broadcast was it spins out of Turner's mitt. So apparently there's a lot of juice on that ball. It was a hard hit ground ball, but one that Trey Turner absolutely has to come up with. He turns 2, you're out of the inning, no harm, no foul, all good. So you have a close play, not made by Bryson Stott, but he made it a close play. He did everything he could. And then you have the Trey Turner botched double play ball that would have been an inning double play. So what happens? The very next batter, Renifro steps to the plate, hits a 3-run home run, makes it instead of a 3-1 game, a 4-3 Angels advantage. But wait, there's more. Logan O'Hoppe lines out to left field to Brandon Marsh. Tucker comes up, gets a double to right field. Moniak then, of all people, Mickey Moniak, he was going to come back and bite you in the ass at some point. And he gets you with an RBI single and takes second on the play So now it's a 5-3 ball game in favor of the Angels. Phillies can't get anything going for themselves to bounce back in the top of the 7th inning. The Angels threaten again at the bottom of the 7th inning, this time with Strom on the mound. Adele steps up to the plate, gets a double, ends up trying to steal third. He gets thrown out by JT Realmuto. High tag was applied by Alec Boehm, almost cost him. Adele was originally called safe. They reviewed it. It was overturned, so he's out. So now you got 2 outs in the inning, and then Ward strikes out to end the inning. Go into the 8th inning. Kyle Schwarber leads off against Moore, who's pitching now, the lefty for the Angels, formerly of the Phillies. Schwarber flies out to left field. Turner gets a single. Turner steals second base with Harper at the plate. Harper later strikes out swinging over top a knuckle curveball that dropped in there beautifully by Moore. Give him all the credit in the world. And then Alec Boehm steps to the plate with a runner in scoring position with Trey Turner on second there. And what does Alec Boehm do? Well, he does Alec Boehm things. Runners in scoring position. He's like, I can't have that. He brings the runner in. Not just scoring position, but scored. Thanks to Alec Boehm. So Alec Boehm gets the RBI single in that situation. Another RBI for Alec Boehm. Another multi-hit game for Alec Boehm. His 8th of his 14-game hitting streak. I think that's what he's at now. That's not bad. Not bad at all. 8th multi-hit game of the hit streak. That's pretty good. So now it's a 1-run ball game. Jose Alvarado comes on in relief in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nothing doing there. Redingfield gets a infield single, but that's it. So now let's go to the top of the 9th inning. I said yesterday that Nick Castellanos was close. Said he had a long fly ball, deep right field. Joe Adele slams into the wall to make the catch. That's what I said after game 1. He was right there. Nick Castellanos, people, went with a pitch. The parade for this will be down the Parkway, down Broad Street, ending at Citizens Bank Park. Nick Castellanos will address the media in a Scooby-Doo outfit. Okay? That's how the parade's going to go. Nick Castellanos goes with a pitch. It was a high fastball that he put inside out of it, put it into the right field stands, and he knew it immediately. By the way he reacted, you would have thought Nick Castellanos hit a home run that was 10 rows back. It was maybe 3 rows back. So he hits the home run, he makes contact, and right away puts his finger in the air like, yeah, that's gone, And he's trotting down the first base line, and it was gone. I give him that. But the way he reacted, I was like, that's going to be 10 rows back, baby. It was the same area that he flew out on the deep fly ball in game 1. This time he got a little extra mustard on it, and he put it into the bleachers. So the Phillies are now tied with the Angels at 5-5. Next up, it was the first pitch, by the way, fastball, and he put it the opposite field, 386 feet. You would have thought it was like Schwarber's home run earlier in the game, 3-run home run, which was 421. But anyway, Stott comes up there, hits a ground roll double down the left field line, just bounced in, fair territory, and then bounced out into the bleachers for the ground roll double. Not typically over the wall, like we see so many times. Then Rojas steps up. Johan Rojas, remember how we talked about he got all yoked up and all that stuff, right? In spring training. Johan Rojas goes out there and gets a slider up in the zone and just turned on it. Apps just put his hips into it, put both cheeks into it, and blasted it over the left field wall. 2-run home run. Phillies take the 7-5 lead. They tried to get a little something else going. Kyle Schwarber would strike out. Trey Turner would get another single for himself, multi-hit game for him. Harper would work a walk, and then Boehm unfortunately flew out to center field. So nothing more doing for the Phils, but I get the 7-5 win. Trevor Hoffman, geez. Jeff Hoffman comes in, and Moniak strikes out. Nico, who had a solo home run earlier in the game, grounds out to third, and then Shanuel goes up there and then flies out to right field to Nick Castellanos, and the Phillies get the win. Now they have an opportunity to win another series, and if they win today, that means they haven't lost a series since the second series of the season. The beginning, in almost a month, the Phillies haven't lost a series. They've split 2 separate 4-game series, one against the Pirates, one against the Reds most recently. And look, Nick Castellanos might just be turning it on, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? After the game, Nick Castellanos, talk about giddy. Nick Castellanos was just really giddy to help his team. He had a couple of good swings. He had 3 hits yesterday, 2 singles, and 3 hits. in total, including that home run. You love to see it. I'm on the Nick Castellanos will turn it around bandwagon, and I might be the only one, but that's where I'm at, baby. That's where I'm at. Finally, before I get to our chat check, AJ Brown addressed the media yesterday for the first time since signing his $84 million guaranteed 3-year contract extension. First question out of the gate. Hey, AJ, why now? It's about 90 seconds of AJ Brown on this contract.
Both parties came together. It just felt right, and we made it happen. You know, and I'm glad it happened.
It wasn't that long ago that you were looking for your first big contract. Now to get two in the span of a relatively short period of time, what's that been like for you?
It's been a huge blessing. You know, I just been saying that over and over. I'm just so grateful. Really don't have the words for it, honestly. You know, just God just been having His favor over my life, you know, since I was little. And, you know, it's tough to understand at times, you know, and I ask myself, why me? You know, from like my state, you know, from my home, you know, my family, you know, like why God picked me, you know, and sometimes I don't understand it sometimes, and this is another one, you know. This is something that just kind of stumbled up on, you know, but you know, God gives us free will, and, you know, of course I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know, working hard, but, you know, I'm human too, you know, I mess up, and but I don't understand it, but I'm here now, you know, and I'm blessed, and I'm gonna continue to try to walk in my purpose.
Jalen Hurts, for those wondering, Jalen Hurts was in attendance at yesterday's press conference for AJ Brown. Look, I know it's so easy to label a good wide receiver a diva, a good vocal wide receiver a diva, but I'm team AJ. Throughout his media ice out, you know, I was on his side, and I was like, he's got nothing nice to say. So he's not saying anything. And I appreciate that, because the real true diva wide receiver would be, I'm wide open. Devontae Smith's wide open. Jalen Hurts isn't seeing us. It's not me. It's them. And that's the diva wide receiver. AJ Brown didn't do that. AJ Brown shut up. Divas don't know when to shut up. That's pretty much a repeating characteristic of divas. It's like, dude, just shut up and stop being a diva. This guy doesn't talk, and he's a diva. That doesn't make any sense to me. I even said, in leading up to him finally addressing the media after this two-week ice out, I said, he's got nothing nice to say, so he didn't say it. And turns out when he finally addressed the media, he said, I got nothing nice to say, so I didn't say it. Good for you. That's called mature. A guy exercises maturity. And people are like, oh, how immature is this guy? No. He's being mature. That's he's doing the opposite of what you're saying. But again, it's just so easy and so much fun. Oh man, if we could sink our teeth into a quarterback controversy or a diva wide receiver, oh my goodness, how much fun can we have with that? So I'm team AJ, because I don't see him doing any of those things. And the more we got removed from I think it was the Vikings game where he was first caught on the sideline doing a little bit of a rant, tirade, whatever you want to call it. The more we got removed from it, I realized that it wasn't about him. It was about targets, but not just for him. It was Jalen. My take on it now, being removed from it, is it was Jalen Hurts not seeing the field, and it was AJ Brown being like, "Dude, you gotta see the field. Like we're there. Smitty's there. Dallas is there. I'm there. We're there. Hit us." That's what I now look back and go, okay, maybe it wasn't about. And he did address the media after, and he goes, it wasn't about targets, not just for him. I think it was about targets for everybody. So anyway, I love that he's here, and I love that the money's done. Smitty, the money's done. You paid a running back. You're still going to have a damn good offensive line, and I'll say what I said yesterday. There's no excuses for Jalen Hurts. There's no excuses. And if your default is, you have another offensive coordinator, you have a third offensive coordinator in 3 years, so what? I'm going to go back to Fletcher Cox's comments in his retirement press conference. When he was asked about some great advice that he got in his career, he referenced D'Amico Ryans. And he said, D'Amico Ryans told me when I was a young player, basically there's no excuses. Regardless of the scheme, and back then they're playing the 3-4 and a Chip Kelly and Billy Davis. I see your Chip Kelly cringe, and I raise you Billy Davis. And Fletcher Cox, D'Amico Ryans told Fletcher Cox, great players find a way. Regardless of the scheme, great players find a way. Jalen Hurts is a great player. You're going to find a way. You're going to find a way. And it shouldn't be that hard to find. You don't need to be Daniel Boone, historical reference, to find a path to success on this team. I thank you. Not scripted, but I'm really proud of that reference. Anyway, Jalen Hurts needs to go out there and just win and dominate. And he should be able to do that fairly easy with this offense. Especially everybody's paid. No excuses. No, this guy's got a contract. I don't get a contract. Where's my contract? Where's my money? Everybody's got a bag. Howie Roseman just bags of cash this offseason. No excuses. No excuses. Let me tell you about MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. Take advantage of all MyBookie has to offer at MyBookie.ag. Use promo code Farzy at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag and take advantage of all they have to offer. Want to bet on the world of basketball? Want to bet on the world of baseball? You can do it all at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. Use promo code Farzy when you download the app and create an account. And you could get up to $1,000 redeemable cash bonus at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. How about the Game Time app? You like a Game Time app? Want to go to the game? Want to go to the Sixers game? Need Sixers fans there. Yeah. Go to the Sixers game Thursday night, courtesy of the Game Time app. Download the app, create an account, and use promo code Farzy for $20 off your first purchase at the Game Time app. Flash ticket deals, last-minute ticket deals, all available on the Game Time app. Even if you want to go to the concert, the comedy show, whatever the case may be, I have tickets available an hour after the event starts. So you might miss the opening act, the middle, a little bit of the middle, but you'll see the headliner. And that's really why you're going, right? So download the Game Time app, use promo code Farzy, and get $20 off your first purchase. Not too bad. And don't forget about the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less money elsewhere, Game Time will get your account back at 110% of the difference. Game Time guarantee. Download the Game Time app. Use promo code Farzy. How about PHL Sports Nation? Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs. That's PHLSportsNation.com. Before I go any further, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Farzy Show YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Jacob Media. Make sure you do that. And make sure you subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia, where yours truly will be on after the Phillies game today. And then yours truly will be on after the Sixers game Thursday night. So like, subscribe, 3 YouTube channels. Wait till they get a load of me. You know what I'm saying? And let's have some fun. Let's have some funsies. You go to the chat. I see Crazy down here already. Crazy, you're the man. I appreciate it, Crazy. Y'all need to join me and go Sixers. Go Sixers. Locked On Sports. Yeah, do that, please. Come on over. Have some fun. All right, let's jump into the rest of this chat check and see how you guys are doing on this fine Wednesday morning. Good morning, James Alexander III. Tyrese Maxey came through in the clutch last night. He absolutely did. Sean Kilrain, good morning. IBH, good morning. WC13, what's popping? Hutch, my negativity with the Sixers made me not want to watch them, but my fandom couldn't let me not watch. I'm glad I didn't miss it. Wow, what a game. Hutch, on that note, my buddy Joe, I grew up with my buddy Joey Shoulders, Joe Brennan out there, lives in Pittsburgh now. God bless him. Pray for his soul. Married a nice lady from Pittsburgh, right? They exist. Nice ladies from Pittsburgh. Yeah, he married a nice lady from Pittsburgh. And he's trying to watch the Sixers and Philadelphia sports, right? He's a huge Flyers fan. I've mentioned Joey before. And he's watched, and every time they've watched, they've lost. He's watched the Sixers. He's never been a big basketball guy, but he started to watch for some reason now. And Sixers go in the 3-1 hole, unfortunately, when Joey was watching. So Joey asked us tonight. And the night, when the Sixers won Game 3, Joe was on a wine cruise with his wife on the Three Rivers. The Ohio, the Monongahela, and the Allegheny. Monongahela and the Allegheny. Nailed it. And Joey was like, "Hey, I don't have anything tonight. Can I watch the Sixers?" And with the text chain, me and our other buddy Bennett, I was like, we were all like, "No, you can't watch. You can't watch the Sixers game." I said, but going into halftime when they were playing terrible, I was like, "Joe, now you can watch. Now you can watch, because that might turn it around. Maybe the basketball gods, feel as if we're mocking them. So now you can watch." Then he watched the second half, and Tyrese Maxey went off. So I credit my buddy Joe. Joe, I credit you, and I credit my man Hutch right here for staving off his negativity to help the Sixers stave off elimination. Sean Kilrain, you were as giddy as Maxey was on the court with that victory last night, Farzy. I was pretty giddy. I'm still smiling about it. Morning, fam. Good morning, April. Hello. Hey, April, congratulations on it's now May. So the last thing I'll say is the Phillies closed out a really strong April. The last time I'll say the month of April. But yeah, April. Hello. I know what a big day May 1st is for you, April, so I want to make sure I get that in there. Sean Conn, we'll see crumble cookie performance come Thursday night. Will we see crumble cookie performance come Thursday night? I don't know, man. I'm not about to start the Tobias Harris bandwagon after basically this entire season being like, why are people expecting anything from Tobias Harris? Stop doing that. Stop torturing yourself. It's like the Eagles are going to take a linebacker in the first round. Like, stop torturing yourself. The Eagles will take a linebacker in the second round. Stop torturing yourself. It ain't happening. So Tobias Harris breaks the trend and really helps the Sixers last night. This is the code for winning. Now, I don't think it necessarily has to be Tyrese Maxey dropping 46 points, hitting 7 threes, but the formula for success for this team is going to be putting Joel Embiid in a bubble, in a corner. I'll say this. Put him in a corner. Dude, go out there, rebound. Go ahead, set us up with assists, get block shots, and play defense. The offensive game for you, if it's there, take it. But trying to back guys down, trying to play a strong man's game, no. You have to be a finesse player, a tough defensive player, but on the offensive side of things, a finesse player. You're open at the top of the key for a three, take it. You got a baseline jumper open, take it. Don't put the ball on the floor and attack the rim. You want to talk about soft? I'll take a soft offensive Joel Embiid. Because the guy that's going to try to play hard, the guy that's going to try to play the contact, no way. It's got to be everybody else's show, and Joel Embiid has to fall to the point of supporting cast. That's how that's got to go. Buddy Christ, good morning. Your best buddy isn't one to gloat, but you're welcome. When I said have a blessed Wednesday, this is what I meant. Buddy Christ. Was it the thumbs up in the back? Yeah, point in the front, thumbs up in the back. Sean Gillespie, good morning. Sean Kilrain, Nikki Three Buttons must have heard me talking about him yesterday. There you go. Buddy Christ, we'll be back tomorrow to manifest another win, but I can't do it alone. I am 2024 years old. Well, almost. It isn't your birthday yet, Buddy Christ. You're 2023 and a half years old. Right? All right, anyway. Hutch, you're right about Castellanos heating up. Rojas keeps improving at the plate each game. He had a 2-homer. Oh, off an all-star closer. Okay, sorry. He had a two-run homer off an all-star closer. Yes. Hey, man, I told you that Johan Rojas is going to get the allowed to fail treatment. And he's getting that right now. He's making the most of it. Sean Kilrain, most points in elimination game 6 history. Wilt Chamberlain, 46 in game 5, 1966. Holy Lord. In a loss, Tyrese Maxey, 46 tonight in a win against the Knicks. There you go. He got asked about that. Sean Kilrain, he got asked about that. Tyrese Maxey got asked about what was it? 8 points in 11 seconds by Reggie Miller at the Garden. I want to say that was like 96. I don't know off the top of my head. But Maxey made me feel old as hell. Maxey goes, yeah, that was a long time ago. And the reporter asking him the question was like, do you think it's going to be something that people remember forever? And he said, that was a long time ago. And what I was waiting for him to say, and he didn't, not that I'm faulting him for it, but, you got to win. If you don't win the game, if you don't win the series, excuse me, then yeah, that's not going to be so good. It's not going to be remembered as fondly, unfortunately. Young Clark. What's up, Young Clark? 100% agree. If Embiid focuses on defense and rebounding, will benefit. He's not healthy, and Maxey is the number one option right now. Absolutely. Tyvita! Hey! Big Sixers game. Tyvita in the chat. What's happening? Sean Gillespie. I hope the bench and the rest of the Sixers can just step up with Embiid's physical injuries. Yes, that's exactly what needs to happen. Sean Cody is dead man walking, but him being on the floor, like you said, is important. Let's hope. Prove me wrong. And Farzi, yeah. Oh, he proves right. Yeah. People just repeat what other people say. If you ask them why, they'll have no explanation. He's not soft. I agree. Fuji, what's up, Fuji? Go Sixers. Want to hear a time action by Redmond at the Wells Fargo Center? Wait, hold on. I want to hear time for some action by Redman at the Wells Fargo Center. There you go. Thursday night. Bring it. Maxey bailed Nurse out and Embiid? I don't disagree that he bailed Embiid. I mean, look, 9 turnovers is 9 turnovers, but Maxey bailed Nurse out? The only thing that Nurse has done that makes me... 2 things that Nurse has done in this series that make me go, don't like that. One is it took 3 games for Payne to get run when he's got playoff experience and he's good. The other is not resting Joel Embiid at all between the 3rd and 4th quarter of Game 4. But last night, I didn't have a problem with what Nurse was doing. Jeff, yeah, wow. Game 6, 9 p.m. tip-off. That sucks. Toby and Batum play their best game. All right. Embiid, bad, but still at a triple-double. He's 1 turn off from a quadruple-double. Yeah. NBA slogan stands, I love this game. Hell yeah. IBH, so Mark, what you're telling me is that when you stop watching the Sixers, they came back. You know what that means? All right. For the record, I was still watching. I was distracted. Okay? There is a big difference. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Hey, I'm selling my tickets to a Knicks fan. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Hutch, how can this be Turnbull's last start? I don't know. Money? Wait, what happened? Oh, shout out to my DVR for missing all of the overtime. Of course, YouTube held me down. Mr. E. Okay. Good looking pop there, Mr. E. Beanie Boom 68. Good night for Philly sports. Way to go, Sixers and Phillies. There you go. That sums it up. And then, hey, Embiid needs to learn how to play in the post for the Sixers to hopefully one day win an NBA championship. Yeah. Right now, I don't need Joel Embiid trying to be an MVP. He's not that right now. He shouldn't be playing. He's gutting out this performance. It's really incredible. And I know that you can 9 turnovers and people are going to harp on that. And I get it. That's not a positive. No one's like triple-double and he had 9 turnovers. Yay. No, that's terrible. That's just no excuse. So what needs to happen is the Joel Embiid that played in the 4th quarter of last night's game needs to be that Joel Embiid. And it wasn't like he got shut out in the 4th quarter. I think he had 4 points, 5 points, whatever it was. You could go ahead and be that guy. But don't try to score 40 points. Don't try to score 50 points. This is Tyrese Maxey's show now. Not saying that that's how it is for now and there's an official changing of the guard and all that. But for at least the rest of this playoff run. If the Sixers' best chance of winning is Tyrese Maxey is running the show. He's the option number one. And Joel Embiid is with everybody else as far as scoring goes. But when it comes to defense, rebounds, block shots, assists, do all that, Joe. Do all that. Luke Skylifter. Farzy, I turned the TV off and threw my remote in disgust. When we were down 6 with 30 seconds left, we'll love to watch game 6, but my remote is firmly launched in the TV screen. I don't blame you, man. I know a lot of people were pissed off. I did tell my wife this because I told her before the game, I was like, look, this is probably the Sixers' last game. I was like, so just so you know, I'm probably going to take Friday morning off because the Sixers probably won't play Thursday night. And then I come out of the studio and she's in the kitchen and I go, you're not going to believe it. She goes, what? I go, they won. Because she was putting Lil Toots to sleep. And I go, the Sixers won. She goes, they won? I go, they won. And she goes, so you're not off Friday? I was like, so what? They won. I was so excited. She's like, you're giddy. I'm like, oh, I'm giddy. Anyway, we've covered that I'm giddy. Let's get to the morning rush brought to you by Sky Motorcars, skymotorcars.com. Wait, one more chat. Benny Room 68, Maxey is definitely the future of this team. We just need others to do their job to help this team win. Fair enough. Morning rush brought to you by Sky Motorcars, skymotorcars.com. Phillies will go to take 2 of 3 from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California Angels. The Angels. You know, I'm such an idiot. I don't know. I forget the comedian's name, but he's funny, and he comes up in my algo quite often. Credit David Spade. It's the first person I heard use the term algo. But the Los Angeles Angels, their team name is really the Angels. That's pretty stupid. Anyway, so I don't know if you guys are really big on the habla español. That's how the comedian sets it up, but it literally means the Angels. So anyway, they played the Angels. Mike Trout's done. But Zach Wheeler gets the start, and I'm blanking on who starts for the Sandoval, I believe it is. Gets the start for the Angels today. 4:07 start time. It's gonna be May. All right. Here we go. Yeah, Patrick Sandoval, left-handed pitcher, gets the start. He is 1-4 on the season with a 6.33 ERA. So, of course, he's going to snap out of it today. As he gets the start, he's coming off a 5 2/3 inning performance, allowing 9 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 runs in total, and 1 home run against the Minnesota Twins. Prior to that, he did face the Cincinnati Reds back on 4/20, and he went 4 innings, allowing 7 runs, all of them earned on 6 hits and a home run, and surrendered 5 walks. That was 2 starts ago. Zach Wheeler will look to build off his 6-inning, 1-hit, no earned runs performance against the Cincinnati Reds. That's what we got going on for your Philadelphia Phillies today, 4:07. The Sixers aren't back at it until tomorrow night, 9 o'clock in South Philadelphia. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hit subscribe to the Farzy Show YouTube channel, Jacob Media YouTube channel, and Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel as well. Got all that? Good. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back with you guys tonight after the Phillies 4:07 start time against the Angels. I'll be on the Locked On Phillies postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. See you guys then. Have a great rest of your day. See you.